All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our webinar today on handling those tough objections. Appreciate y'all being here. Again, if we can fill that chat. Okay, good. Look at this. I see Maryland, Texas, same city, someone said, LeGrand, Kansas. All right, Kansas in the house. Louisiana, Boston in the house. Chicago in the house. Okay, great, great. Maryland in the house. I love it. Oh, Maryland, man, the Ravens, that team's looking really strong this year. So I don't know if you're a football fan, but your team's looking strong. All right, let me start here. Make sure you guys can hear
Hill. He has helped me and my team grow our business 10x.
I took it over the summer and it was phenomenal. We learned the 5 stages of sales.
I took it last year and it has honestly helped my business so much. It doesn't matter if you are an experienced agent, a solo agent, someone new to the business, or if you're running a team.
I challenge you to tap into the Sales Execution Workshop, take a look, and tap into David Hill's products.
David Hill is awesome. His coaching is awesome. His path to mastery is awesome.
I think the main value are the fundamentals, having daily structure, scripts, etc. You can't go wrong by many of these things, and David is a wealth of knowledge. I think it is well worth your time to attend.
If you are hesitant about what your future is going to look like in sales, just check this out. You will not be disappointed.
Thank you, David. I loved the Sales Execution Workshop. I learned so many valuable skills, and I cannot say enough about it. If you are on the fence, go ahead and take this. It is worth its weight in gold, and literally the return on investment for me was 10 times what I paid.
My business trajectory had just been going up and up and up because I am learning. I am every day showing up, doing in the work, participating, and getting a whole lot of ideas, growth on how to expand and become a better salesperson, real estate agent, and better human being.
Everything that David does is awesome. So I strongly recommend any agent out there that are struggling, that you're a solo agent or a team that needs a new refresher, contact David Hill.
Thank you, David. I love the Sales Execution Workshop. And like I said, go ahead, invest in yourself, and just do it.
All right. Hey, look at that. Huh? I just wanted to share that with you. Some of my fans, as we were letting some more people pop in. And here's the good news at the end. I'll tell you about a workshop that we have going on that you guys are able to participate in if you're interested. So let me bring you right now into the slides here. So you should be seeing handling objections in 2024 and beyond. Give me a thumbs up if that's what you're seeing, just so we know. Okay, great. And so this is where we're going today. 2024, we're dealing with some different types of objections this year, right? We're in a challenging economy. You're dealing with inflation. There's a lot of stuff going on, right? We have a lot of different things happening. So right now we're dealing with objections probably more so than ever. And that's a good thing, right? Honestly, it's a good thing because I'll explain this to you as we're going through. But if you're not getting objections, it's actually worse, right? It's worse to not get objections. We'll talk about that in a minute. So I always like to start any training with this quote from Zig Ziglar: is when you help enough people get what they want, you just end up with whatever it is that you want in life. And that's really what it's about. Just going out there, serving, helping people solve problems, helping people become better at sales is what I do. And when you help somebody become better at sales, you're actually helping their whole family. It's not just about sales, but they're able to make more money. They're able to do more. They're able to take vacations. They're able to live better lives in many cases. So sales is a big deal, my friend. So I'm assuming everybody on this call is in sales. And if you're in sales, you are doing great things. You're a big deal. Be proud. Be proud of being a salesperson, my friends. I am a proud, love it, 36 years in sales. And again, I'm going on 36 years in sales. 17 years I spent in real estate. The last 2.5 years of my life, I've been spent consulting, coaching, training salespeople in many industries. I'm right now one of Grant Cardone's 10X business coaches. Okay, but that's not my primary business. My primary business is I do events and I do workshops for business owners and entrepreneurs and salespeople on customer acquisition. I am an author of 2 books, And I also have been teaching sales for the last, since 2012. I started teaching sales. I've done it for Dale Carnegie. I've done it for the Success Brand, for eXp Realty, as well as Keller Williams. And this is what I love doing. And I have 3 amazing daughters, ages, get this, ages 6 is my youngest and 33 is my oldest. And 2 books, awesome books, by the way, that sales playbook, 11 simple strategies to close more sales. Everybody needs to read that if you're in sales. And amazing wife, V, 2 grandchildren. And my podcast is called Path to Mastery. We've had Grant Cardone on twice. We've had Gary V. We've had Chris Voss. You guys should know who Chris Voss is. We've had, Mel Robbins. So many great guests. So just blessed, just blessed, just blessed. The same way that I sell, okay, the same strategies I use to close deals is the same strategies I use to get those winners on my podcast. So I'll be talking about that with you today. At the very end, I'm going to talk to you about the workshop. I know it's tomorrow and then it's 2 hours on Friday. So for some of you, you can make it. Others are probably going to want to move things around to attend. And we're going to give you a super special offer at the very end to attend this workshop, which is where the content today comes from. All right. You guys know Grant. This is a course from Grant because I'm one of his licensees, because I'm one of his trainers. I have the license to deliver this content. So we do multiple workshops based off Grant's content. No matter what you think about Grant, whether you love him, because half the people love him, the other half the people don't love him, but his stuff is effective and his stuff works and it's proven, which is why the guy's worth over $1 billion. Okay. We start here. You must become a master at handling objections. These are the 9, well, it says 8, but I'm going to give you a bonus. These are the 9 areas where objections are going to show up. They're going to show up in your prospecting. Okay, when you're prospecting, looking for new business, you're going to deal with objections. Oh, I don't have time for this right now. Oh, yeah, call me back later. Oh, I was talking to somebody this morning. You know, he called somebody and the person's like, yeah, I'm in a meeting. Okay, I get it. Yeah, but well, why'd you answer the call, right? You don't have time for this right now. Then why did you answer the call, right? Like, that's just an objection. Like, you obviously had time to answer the call, but now that you know it's me, you're in a meeting. So I would say this, I just joke around with people. I'll say, oh, you must have thought I was a big deal calling in, right? That's why you answered the phone. And sometimes people will start laughing and you can handle that objection right there. Building rapport, another area to handle objection. Creating interest is another area where objections come up. Demonstration, presentation, that's when you're presenting on your tools, what you do to provide a solution to a problem. Your proposal, objections are coming up. When you're determining wants and needs, okay, we call this fact finding, we call this pre-qualification, your wants and needs. Determining the challenges they're dealing with. The closing process, always you're dealing with objections. As a matter of fact, you should know in every one of these areas, you should know what objections are going to come up. Now, we're going to do an exercise as we get closer to the end. This is about probably 20 minutes of content or so. Then we're going to open it up to Q&A. But I want to know in the chat, if you could let me know in the chat where, oh, hey, I see Marilyn's in the house. What up, Marilyn? Good to see you coming in from Massachusetts. Can you put the books in the chat? I'm not sure what that means, the books in the chat, but if you want to be more specific, but in the chat, if you could, I'd like to know, where are you getting most of your objections? What step in the sales process do you get the majority of your objections? Okay, just let us know. Even maybe it's not one of these particular 8, but let us know, where are you seeing objections? Is it at the closing? Is it on the first initial call? Is it in your demo? Like, where are your objections coming up? So you guys can drop that in the chat. All right, here are the objections that are killing us. I'm going to go through them quick. Okay, you guys have heard all these. I'm sure you don't love when you hear them, but the good news is if you're hearing them, it means you're in front of people and you're doing something. All right, so just looking, just looking. Price is too high, right? Price is too high. I'm not buying. We're just shopping. I'm not the decision maker. Not doing anything until, I hear that all, oh, not doing anything till spring. Not doing anything till after the holidays. Not doing anything till whatever, right? Just an objection. It doesn't even mean anything. Okay, we have a better price from, hey, that guy Robert gave me a better price than you did. I don't have time right now, right? I told you about that earlier. Yeah, I don't have time. Okay, I get it. You must have thought I was a good deal. That's why you answered the phone, right? Because all of us, I'm in a meeting. Okay, I love it. I'm glad I would expect you to be in a meeting, but you didn't answer the phone. So do you have 10 seconds, right? Like you got to pay attention to what people are saying, right? Just send me the proposal. Your terms are not good. I have bad credit. I have great credit. We can't do anything until. I'm just firing through. These are all the objections you guys are getting, right? You're getting, and I'm sure there's more. If you want to drop in the chat, come on, we get our chat. We need to fire up this chat. Let's go. I need to see some more activity. Come on, tell us your objection. What objections are you getting? As a matter of fact, put in the chat. What are the objections you get? What I get all the time is, oh yeah, we don't have money for that right now. It's not in the budget. It's just I already have a trainer. These are things people say, but yet they're not getting the results they want. Okay, we don't sign contracts. Never. You never sign contracts. I mean, I see you driving that nice new Cadillac. Did you sign a contract to buy that car? Oh, well, yeah, for the car, I signed a contract. Okay. Oh, got it. Okay, but so you just don't sign contracts with me, right? I get it. Okay, so Beth, I can do this on my own. Love it, Beth. Beautiful, right? William says we don't have the money. Yeah, money's a big one. We're gonna get into money today, right? I can do it on my own. I know Beth's in real estate, so she's probably talking about one of our favorite for sale by owners. I built a business on those guys, right? Please don't call me back. That's a tough objection. Right, that's probably one of the toughest ones. Please don't call me back. Okay, got it. Would you not want me to call you back today, or should I not call you back ever? Right, just kind of joking around. But listen, you can have fun with people. At the end of the day, figure out how to make it fun. Okay, I got it. I promise I'll never call you back. But would you give me 10 seconds right now? Like, since we're on the phone anyway, would you, like, sometimes you just got to ask for what you want, right? Just send me the information. Okay, we can't afford this. It says already over budget. It says guts, send me the information. Send me an email. I need to think about it. We never make rash decisions, right? We have to pray on it. Man, it's one of my favorites. I literally sit at people's kitchen tables when I was in real estate. People would say, we have to pray on it. I'd be like, I love that. Who do you think sent me here? And they'd laugh and then sign the agreement. I'm not kidding, my friends. You just have to be on your toes, okay? Objections are great. I don't think, okay, so here's Gene gave us one. I don't think you have what I need. Okay, got it. I love it. Good. So that would be questions, right? All right, so here's your steps to becoming a master. Commit. First step, commit, right? Grant teaches us. The first step for anything is you got to make a commitment. You got to burn them ships, right? It's like, okay, I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to learn. I'm going to take every course I can on learning objections. I'm going to know every objection I can get. Like, we're professional salespeople. Okay. I'm a professional salesperson. So when I go into a call, I know there's going to be 12 objections they can give me. And for each objection they give me, I'm going to have 3 objection handlers for each that I'm already planned out before I even go into the conversation. All right. You need to take responsibility for the objections you're getting. Like it's your actual fault. We're going to talk more about that as well as we go further. Define what an objection is and what it isn't. We're going to identify where objections are taking place. We're going to identify each objection at each different part of the sales process. Okay, we're going to set you up so that you literally can predict. This is what I'm talking about. You be able to predict, like, I know this is the objection I'm going to get. All right. You're going to master until you can handle each. And then you're going to work on your objections every day. We have a community. We have a group of people that get together every morning and role play and practice objections every day. Do you think when they jump on a call that they're more effective at objections? Of course they are. All right, do we have any more in the chat? All right, let's see. I want to see it work first. I love it. Yeah, a lot of people need to see that. Love that. So you should have a demo for that. We're going to get into some of those. Okay, so number one secret to handling objections. You are the creator of every objection and must take full responsibility for the customer's objection. Yeah, this is something I learned when I started working with Grant and his team, is that I'm getting back my own objections. I know sometimes you guys like, I don't know about, no, like if I'm the type of person that always needs to think about it, everybody's going to be telling me, oh gosh, I got to think about it. And here's the challenging part. You're not going to be able to help them. Okay. If you're always, oh, I can't do anything until I get 3 estimates. You're going to hear people say that to you, right? I don't have the money. If people are telling you all the time, I don't have the money, I promise you, you're probably saying, I don't have money for that. It's too expensive. Gas is too expensive. Popcorn's too expensive. The movies, everything too expensive. If you're hearing it too expensive all the time, I'd be willing to bet somewhere in your life, you are using the exact same objections, which is why we get our own objections back. Okay, number 2, the most dangerous objection is the unspoken objection. Okay, unspoken means they're not necessarily telling us what the objection is. This is like, okay, I'll get back to you. Okay, yeah. Let me get back to you, or I need some time. I need to think about it. Like this, in what this means is really something else that they're not telling you. And the challenge with the unspoken is we as salespeople are not really figuring out what's going on because maybe we didn't do a good enough job in our fact finding. So maybe we're actually sitting with somebody that is not a real buyer, but they're just trying to get information from us. So Chris Voss, who wrote the book Never Split the Difference, he talked about the fool in any sales situation. He said there's the favorite and then there's the fool. So the favorite is the guy that they're planning on going with. So let's say Mike on this call, Mike's going to hire a sales trainer. Like Mike's sold on me, right? But he still wants to maybe check out a second sales trainer just to kind of see, you know what I mean? Like make sure that the prices I'm charging aren't over the top, or, you know, so he kind of got his mind set on somebody else, but he's just still kind of checking me out just because he doesn't really plan to go with me, right? But he's checking me out. So we call it the fool. But then if you're really, really good at what you do, you can be the fool in a situation and you could still come out as the favorite. But how do you do that? Is you have to be so good. You have to be so good that when they meet with you, they're going to be like, wow, holy cow, the other person, geez, wow, right? And this is great. Like when you get people to, like, if somebody says, okay, I'm already going to be going with Justin. I've made in my mind, I'm going to go with this Justin guy. Awesome. I love that you go with Justin. All I'd love to do is give you a second opinion. A second opinion is no obligation. I'll share it, 15, 20 minutes. If you like it, great. You can work with me. If not, at least you have more information as you go with Justin, right? I'll tell you how many appointments I got because of that, how many pieces of business I got just by letting people let me be a second opinion. I have no problem with that. Okay, here's number 3. Most objections are complaints that should not be handled, but used as a reason to close. So what does that mean? It means that most objections are just complaints. Like when somebody says, well, your price is too high. Okay. I love it. I know it's too high. As a matter of fact, I made the price. So I'm with you. Other than that, is there any reason you won't go forward? Well, no, I'll still go forward. Okay, good. So why are we going to handle a complaint? Does that make sense? Like, oh, your contract term is long. Okay, yeah. It's typically 6 months. And then, but after that, if you're not happy, then, if you're not happy after 90 days, then we can talk. And so, okay, yeah, no problem. Okay, good. Let's move forward, right? That's it. Most times, not all, but most objections are complaints. And what ends up happening with the salesperson that is not a master, they get hung up on these things. Somebody's like, well, your price is kind of high. Next thing, hold on, I could lower it. I could do this. I could cut this. Next thing you know, you just open up a black hole for yourself and you're not even going to close the sale anymore. Right? When all you got to do is just deal with the complaint. Got it. So other than the price being a little too high, is there any other reason you are not moving forward? Great. Okay, perfect. So if we can solve that, we're moving forward right now. Excellent. Bang, we just isolated it. Problem, if it even needs to be handled. Maybe we get them into a different product, right? Maybe we just say, listen, yeah, I get it's a little high. However, because what they're really saying is they don't see the value, right? We're going to get to that in a minute too. The value, it's value. It's not always price, because it's two things. There's price and then there's value. So when somebody says your price is too high, I like to say, okay, I got it. So is it too high, meaning you don't have the money to do it? Or is it too high, meaning you're not seeing enough value in paying that price? I want you to understand that. You need to be able to ask these questions the right way so you can really figure out what's going on. Objections are never a reason not to close or stop working a deal. As a matter of fact, you should be getting objections, because if you're not, it means the deal's dead. Like if somebody just said nope and hung up on you, what are you going to do with that? Nothing. But if somebody says, hey, your price is ridiculous, good, now we can have a conversation. So you actually want objections, all right? Use the objections anytime. By the way, anytime you handle an objection, now listen, I've been doing this 36 years, all right? I didn't go deep into my bio. I started at a Kirby call center at 17 years old, cold calling telephone books. Then from there, I worked at a credit card center. I used to call people, homeowners, and get them to do credit card applications over the phone. I did that for about a year, and I stopped doing that. Then from there, I worked at a publishing company where I literally called yellow page ads, and we built a regional magazine. So I've been doing this a long time. You get used to dealing with objections. All right, number 5. This is probably one of the most important ones, one of the most important slides you're going to see today. Is there's only ever one objection. One. We have to figure out what the one objection is. The only objection is I can never outcome Justin said the only objection I can never overcome. Click. Yeah, that's a tough one, Justin. So how do you do that? You call back. Geez, I think we got disconnected. Right? You call back. I think we got disconnected. Now, I see we have a few people on X listening in on Twitter X. So if you're on Twitter X, just go to davidsfreewebinar.com. If you go to davidsfreewebinar.com, you can sign up right now. You'll get a link and you can join us on this live webinar. We are actually streaming live. So, or you can listen. That's cool. You can listen too. No problem. All right. So again, we have to figure out the one real objection. Here's the problem. If you have more than one, it's almost impossible to close. You have to narrow it down to the one real objection. You have to be able to figure out what is the one real objection. Okay. And how do you do that? You do that by asking great questions. You get tremendous at asking questions. Okay. Here's what your objections are about. And I want you, as I'm going through these, which ones resonate with you? In the chat, let me know. Price. These are the main objection areas. Price, terms, contract, product, timing. Oh, the timing's never right. But sometimes the timing's not right. So we do follow-up, right? Mike put price. I love it. Yeah, price. The company, maybe they're not sold on your company, right? Competition, buyer uncertainty, third-party data, confusion. Sometimes people are just confused. Sometimes confusion gets in the way. We got to create certainty for people. Lack of information. Sometimes people won't take action because they don't have enough information. I was grabbing some H2O. Okay, love objections. To me, this is one of my favorite parts of the sales process. So make sure you guys have questions. I want you to save your questions because we're going to be opening up for Q&A in a little bit, a few minutes. All right. Here's your steps to determine an objection. I'll tell you what, when we teach the workshop, we teach a day and a half sales essentials workshop. This is one of my favorite exercises. And when we bring people through this, we see you can see the aha moments when people are going through this. It's awesome. So number one, listen, isolate, acknowledge, validate, is it the real objection, determine, the tie down, and then the close. We're going to go through each one right now. Now I'm moving fast because we're on a webinar, right? I told you we're going to get you in and out of here in 40 minutes, and in Q&A, maybe we'll go an hour depending on how many questions you guys have. All right, but this, you're going to leave here with stuff. Don't get me wrong. You're going to leave here with some stuff. However, if you want the stuff, you want to get into one of these workshops, I'll tell you. You want to take one of these workshops. All right, so number one, listen. Listening starts with writing things down. Let me write this down. Always have a pen. I'm hoping y'all, Justin, Richard, Mike, people that are on here. Who else? We got Gene, we got Beth, we got William, we got Marilyn, we got Richard, we got Alfred, we got we got Eric, we got Mike from Topeka. Guys, do you have a writing pad with you? Did you show up to this webinar with a writing pad and a pen so you could take notes? You want to get this. So when you're listening to somebody, let them know. I tell people, okay, I'm gonna write this down. Let them know you're writing it down. Please tell me more. I got it. What else? You got to learn. You got to be willing to dig deep. Thanks for sharing that. Tell me everything. Okay, so I was listening to Grant this morning. He was talking about people not willing to probe. Why? Why do people not probe? Because they think that I want to respect someone's what? What word am I looking for? Respect somebody's, drop it in the chat. You guys know what word I'm going to say, right? The word is, that's right, privacy. Respect, okay, got it. I'm going to challenge you that if you want to help somebody, you need to ask those tough, deep, privacy type questions so that you can figure out what's really going on and how you can really solve the problem instead of, like most salespeople, just keep it super surface level. And we don't really know what's going on with people, so we don't really know how we're able to help that person solve a problem. Okay, number two is acknowledge. This is simple, simple. You just let people know they're right. You don't want to put up a wall, right? If somebody's like, your price is ridiculous, and they cross their arms, I say, I'm with you. I get it. You're right. I can see that. I'm in agreement. I feel the same way. As a matter of fact, I made the price, so I get it. And I've actually heard that before. Now, I'm on the same page with this person. So now, instead of me saying, no, my price is great. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, oh, have you checked out the competition? Blah, blah, blah. No, just agree with them. Now they'll be open to talking to you. So then you move to the next step, right? Next step, isolate. So other than my price being high, what are your other concerns? What else bothers you? Do you have any other reasons besides that? Besides the price being too high, is there any other reason for not moving forward? Do you have any other concerns, right? If I can solve that for you, is there going to be anything else? William, if I can solve that problem for you, is there going to be anything else? Like, we need to know this now. Because remember I said earlier, you can't have more than one objection on the table. You've got to figure out how to isolate it down to the one objection. Okay, number 4, validate. This is where we figure out what's your real objection. Okay, now someone might be saying, well, your price is too high, but maybe the real objection is they are planning a vacation, and although they have the money, they're not really sure if they want to spend the money on this or they want to spend the money on their vacation or what. You got to figure out what's really happening. What's your real concern? Well, maybe my real concern is, man, the last training I signed up for, I didn't even show up, right? I mean, this webinar right now, we had over 60 people sign up for this webinar. I do webinars every week, like 15, 20% of the people even show up. They sign up and don't even show up. Come on. So sometimes people just aren't doing it. You got to understand what's really in the way. What's holding them back? What are their real concerns? There's got to be something else. When you say that, what do you mean? Why do you say that? All right. Number 5. This is what we call the bonus validator. That wouldn't keep you from doing it, would it? David, that price is twice as high as the people I've spoken with, the other people. I get it. That wouldn't keep you from moving forward, would it? Right? Like, you got to be that confident in your product. And what are they going to say? What's the worst thing they're going to say? No, well, yes, it would keep me. Okay, good. So now we're on the same page. So maybe we need to get you into another product, because that particular product, that's the pricing structure. Or maybe we need a payment plan, right? Maybe we get you into a payment plan for this product. But we got to be willing to ask the tough questions, okay? And then step number 5 is you got to determine the type of objection, okay? And again, this is just digging deeper. The types of objections and so this starts with, why do you say that? And can you explain? When you say that, can you explain? And there's a note, this is from Grant. He says, sometimes right now you can expect a little hostility from some people, right? But what are you going to do is you're going to smile, you're going to be on the same side, and you let people know, listen, my goal here is to help you. The only way I can help you is if I understand what's really going on, right? The goal is to determine the type of objection. And remember, there's only one. Okay, here's your objections right here. Every objection you get is going to fall into one of these buckets. Every one. Number 1, product. Okay. Number 2, money. Every objection, I promise you, you guys in the chat, I want to get some chat work here, please. In the chat, drop your objections, okay? Drop some of your tough objections, and I'll tell you which bucket. You'll see exactly what bucket. So everybody drop a couple of your tough, these are objections you get all the time. So we got product, we got money, we got stall, we got time, right? Product. Okay, I don't know if that's going to get me what I want. Money, your price is too high. Stall, I need to think about it. Like, yeah, hold on. I gotta talk to my wife. I gotta get a second estimate. I gotta, I need time, right? I gotta look at stuff. Time, like, I need what, and sometimes time is real. And sometimes, but I would also challenge that if time's the real objection, why are you on the call with the person now? Because that means you didn't do a good job in fact finding. So back it up. Fact finding, that's step 2. Right now, today, we're talking about handling objections. It's step 4 in the sales process. Fact finding, step 2. So if I'm on with somebody and I'm surprised that they need more time, that means I didn't do a good job in my fact finding. And I know there's some professionals on this call right now that understand exactly what I'm talking about. And then there's the unspoken. Yeah, this is a tough one. This is the one that they're not really telling you. Yeah, I'm just getting a second opinion, man. Right? Like, we had a system installed in our house for our HVAC system. Brand new system. It was awesome. But we wanted, we met with a company. We met with 2 companies. And the second company blew it out of the water. Like, we had already committed to going with them. But we had set 3 appointments. So we pretty much signed paperwork with the second company. They sent us all the paperwork. We're going to sign it. We liked the deal. Everything was good. We hit it off good with the salespeople. But there was a third company coming along. And so we said, well, the appointment's already set. We'll see what they have to say. And, they left. They came, they left. Didn't even follow up. Nothing. They never had a shot. Who knows? Maybe if they blew us away and followed up, who knows? Maybe they would have got something, right? But I didn't tell them, hey, I'm just checking you out, but I'm already planning to go with someone else. No, I didn't have to say that. It's unspoken. You get it? Golden rule of objections. Treat all objections. Now, let me see. In the chat, not sure you can provide what we need. Yeah, you had said that one earlier. So I think that would be a lack of, let's see. If you look at that, so to that point, Gene dropped a really good one in the chat. Not sure if you can provide what we need. So let's look at the objections together and see which one do we think that is. Okay, let's go. Do you think is it a product objection or a money objection? You guys drop in the chat. Is it a P or an M? Is it a product objection or a money objection? In the chat, just drop a P or an M. Which one would you say out of those 2? I'm gonna give you an exercise right now. This is bonus work. This is bonus, okay? Okay, good. We got a lot of P's, Okay, good. We got P. Okay, good. So now here's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna say it's product over money, right? Could be money, but we're gonna go with product over money based on what you guys said. Now, is it a product or a stall? Ooh. So put in the chat now, is it a P or an S? A product or a stall? Based on Gene's objection, a product or a stall. So we'll put a P in it. Okay, so all of a sudden we got a couple S's here. Oh my goodness, look at all these S's popping. Okay, got it. Okay, now let's do this. Now let's see. Is it a stall or a time? Ooh, is it a stall or a time? So same thing, S or a T in the chat. Let's see. Stall or a time. What do you guys think? This is how we narrow it down, my friends. This is like this is an exercise. This is how you narrow it down. And when you're teaching people, I want them to do the same thing. So we have an S, we have a couple S's, and we have a T. So William says time. So he thinks it's a time. Okay, got it. So I don't know. I'd like to see. I personally think it's a stall, but hey, we'll see. So is it a stall or is it an unspoken? No, it could be any, right? Like if you go back to the objection here, let me scroll back through all these. Not sure you can provide what we need. So it could be a lot of them. But the point of this exercise is pick one and go. Remember in the beginning, I said commit. You got to pick one and commit to it. Yeah, unspoken. I love it. Justin says it's probably the unspoken. It could be. 100%. It could be unspoken. It doesn't matter which one it is. You got to use that and figure it out. And if it's not unspoken, then you'll figure out it's money. If it's not money, you'll figure out it's product. But you got to be willing to ask the hard questions to figure it out. Now, we have a manual that for each of these objections gives you like 3 word tracks. Actually, I think for some of them, it's 1 and 3. I think some of them's got 5 or 6 different word tracks for each objection. So when somebody tells you, oh, I need to think about it, you're going to get some word tracks. When somebody tells you it's a product. Now, my first thought with Gene was, might be product. So I personally may ask about that. Maybe go back to the demo, right? Ask him about the demo. Ask some deeper questions. Okay. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. Next time you get an objection, I want you to do something similar and figure out what kind of an objection you're dealing with and just deal with that because there's only one. Remember, we started with that slide. There's only one. All right. Golden rule, treat all objections as complaints until isolated and validated as legitimate. So until we know they're legitimate, we treat them as complaints. Complaints mean, hey, we're sorry you have that complaint. Let's keep moving forward. Okay, your price is high. I know it's high. It's a tough market out there right now. All right, awesome. We can get started this weekend. Okay, we're moving forward. The golden rule of responsibility. This is from Grant. He says, look at the objections you continue to get. And I assure you that you have agreement with those objections in your life. This is happening to you because of you. You hear this? Trust me, if you trust me long enough to look at how these might be true, you will see why and how it's true. And this is because what happens is if we're the type of person that always says, man, I don't know, I need to think about it, or oh, yeah, I'll call you back, and you don't call back, or you get the same things back to you, right? I heard this years ago about paying bills. If you're the type of person that always pays your bills last minute, like the very last minute before, then that's exactly what you get back. You get people that always pay their bills last minute. If you're the type of person that always haggles on price, you're going to get people that always haggle on price. And here's the worst part about it. You can't handle that because although you want to handle that, and though you probably don't like the fact that they're haggling on price, deep down in your mind, there's a little voice. There's a little voice that's saying, yeah, but you do the same thing, so it's okay. I promise you. This is psychological stuff right now. All right, so here's an exercise, all right? I want you to do this. I want you to think about when you're buying, which of these objections do you deal with? I need to think about it. I have to shop. We never buy the first. I got to check with my wife. I never make a rash decision. He says, I never make a rash decision. It's not in our budget. It's not in our budget. I heard that yesterday. Budget. What's a budget? What the heck's a budget? I'm talking about sales training. Your sales are down. Your business is struggling. You got salespeople that are ready to quit, and you're telling me it's not in your budget. That should be your only budget right now, getting these salespeople in action. Okay? What else can you give me? What else can you give me? I need more. Grinding down. We never pay full price. I love that. Never. I love it. And here's the thing. If you never pay full price, you'll never find people to pay full price. Here's what I would do. If I was, when I was the type of person who never paid full price, what I did is I just went out there and started buying things and paying full price. So that now I could become the type of person that paid full price, so that when it came up again, now I could help somebody. See, this is the magic part, is I can't help somebody overcome an objection unless I am able to overcome it myself. It's incongruent. It doesn't work. And we need to wait until. All right. So here's what I want you to do. In the chat, tell me, hold on, Justin says, what is it? What is the need? Let me have a shot at determining if we can provide that by explaining what the need is. I assure you, if I can't, I will not waste any more time. Okay, love it. Great. Yeah, beautiful. Great handler, Justin. So for the next week, I want you guys to do this assignment, okay? Write down every objection you get and see how many of them you use in your own life. And I promise you, you're going to find some. And then I want you to separate, like ones that are external, like I don't have the money for that. I need more time. I'm not signing a con, or internal, right? You gotta figure out like what's going on. Is this like a mental block? And then I want you to locate where. This is important too. What part of the sales process? Is it in the beginning? Is it like when you get on the phone with somebody, are you skeptical right out of the gate? Like, I ain't letting this person sell me anything. I'm here to listen, but I ain't going to buy anything, right? Or, is it in the middle? Or all of a sudden, you're cool, and then all of a sudden they start talking to you about the closing process, and then you cross your arms and get all tensed up, right? Or is it at the end? So I want you to pay attention to this over the next week. All right. And seriously, you could reach out to my guy, Richard. He's one of my sales guys. Let him know, or let me know if you want. Go on my social media. Tell me, hey, this is the exercise and this is what came up. And if you're honest with yourself, you'll be amazed at how you're being stopped right now by your own negative stuff that you agree with. It's crazy. I found it in my own site, in my own life, in my own process. Now, this is what Grant says, and I'm going to get you to some Q&A. Says, to explain what I mean by this, I want to tell you a story about one of my trusted associates who once came to me and said, here's what he said. I can't get any of my leads to close. It's weird. They have the money, they can do it, they want to do it, they can afford it, and yet it's only a matter of time when they'll do it, but I just can't tempt them to close. I can't figure it out. What do you think it is? I said, well, it's simple. You do the exact same thing in your life. You won't spend money on things you know you need. So when it happens in the close, you can't close the prospects because you agree with what they're saying. You need to open the floodgates and start saying yes in your own life. Listen, some of you right now are probably thinking, oh, they're trying to sell me something right now. That's probably what you're thinking. And I'm telling you right now, some of you are thinking that. You can think whatever you want. I'm just telling you this is a fact. Yes, in your own life, your customers somehow reflect your exact belief. You have to release it. There's enough money out there. There's abundance. So quit asking customers to do what you won't do. That's from Uncle G, Grant Cardone. Now, I want to let you know about one of the things, so typically when I get to this point, I have people saying, well, geez, David, all right, I love it. Like what you did, this is good stuff. How do I get more? Right? What else? So we got a lot of stuff going on. We do workshops, we do events, we have online training, virtual, we have Zoom, we have a lot of stuff. We have a daily huddle. So anything, training, that's my thing. 36 years training, outbound sales. But right now, what I want to do is I wanted to create an offer that was for everybody, special offer for everybody on this thing to give you access to our full workshop recording package. This is over 15 hours of content bringing you through the actual workshop. Now the workshop, if you go to Grant's office, is $4,997. Okay, if you take the workshop with me, some of you guys can take the workshop with me if you want. We have a workshop starting tomorrow. The general ticket is $997. Now, I'm giving you access. Normally, this is $497 for the access, but we're giving it to you. Now, here's the cool thing. You have 100% access anytime you want. Meaning, if you decide at 11 o'clock at night you want to do some training, you just go on your computer. It's right there. If you're in the middle of training and you have to go to the restroom, you stop the training, you go to the restroom, you come back, you press the button, the training starts back up. You don't miss anything. It includes the student workbook with over 70 pages of content. It includes the follow-up scripts manual. It includes the exercises. And here's the coolest thing, lifetime access. As long as I'm around and as long as we have our platform, you can log in anytime and you have access. Right now, this is a special offer. Sam's going to drop a link in the chat. You can take advantage of this. It's only $97. You're going to get everything. Okay, everything in the workshop from it starts at your greeting, goes into your fact finding, goes into your demo. Okay, remember the video I showed you earlier? It goes into your follow-up, handling objections, and then close. So scan that QR code, take advantage of it. It's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer deal. Now, let me show you. I want to show you something. Check this out. And then we're going to get you to Q&A in a minute. Get you to Q&A in a minute. So this is what, this is Courtney.
Hi, this is Courtney Gatta. I'm Holland Specialist with Fidelity Bank. I just took the Grant Cardone workshop with David Hill, and I had a really great time. I learned about some things that I could be doing way better at and some things that I just completely forgot ever existed, and they're so simple. David sends these videos out to his clients with text messages, and it just gets them excited. It gets you into a follow-up mode. It really gets you engaged with the customer, and I'm really excited to start doing that too.
Amazing. And
Thanks.
if somebody said, hey, Courtney, should I take this workshop? What would you say to them?
Oh my God, hell yeah.
That's awesome. So listen, Courtney was newer. She works for a bank. She's a mortgage officer. She was brand new. She came in. She did amazing. She's killing it now. And she's using strategies from our workshop. Now, some of you be like, listen, I don't need the recordings. I want to just do the workshop. That's fantastic. If some people are interested in doing a workshop, I'm going to tell you how you can do that in a minute. The workshop starts tomorrow. But for some of you, you're like, listen, I'm not in a place right now where I can invest $1,000. So that's why we wanted to create something special for the people that are on here today to take advantage of the virtual workshop for only $97. Okay, this is a now special. These are some other clients. I'm showing you right now some testimonials of some other clients that went through the workshop with us, what they had to say about it. Okay, you can go to my website. I've got hundreds of different testimonials. And at the point I wanted to make sure, because I know some of you maybe don't have the and that's fine. That's cool. I mean, some of you have the resources, some don't. So I wanted to make something that was super, super affordable that everybody could take advantage of. And that's why I wanted to create that workshop opportunity right here for only $97 for the virtual that gives you lifetime access. Now, last week I was I'm doing the Grant Cardone's Great American Speak Off, and I wanted to get some training. So a while back I did the signature talk with Pat Quinn, and here's the coolest thing. And by the way, that workshop $10,000, $9,999 2-day workshop. I had to fly to Milwaukee. I took that workshop. I invested in myself for 2 days for my signature talk. They gave me the recordings. I'm not kidding. I feel like I got just as much, if not more, from rewatching the recordings last week of the 2-day workshop. Like literally spent the time watching the recordings and got probably just as much from the recordings as I did from the original workshop. So I just want to let you know, it's really, really awesome to be able to go back and have that. So you can take advantage of that. Here's the testimonials. Now, this is me at Lake Placid, okay? That the center's me at Lake Placid, completing an Ironman 70.3 race. Before that race, I didn't know how to swim. I didn't have a bike. 9 months earlier, I was convinced to complete a race, and I signed up reluctantly. And I'll tell you what, I had 3 coaches that pushed me. And when I was going to give up, when I was going to quit, they kept pushing me. And they kept pushing me and refused to let me quit. In the pool, oh my God, the pool was so bad. But I kept showing up, and then this is me at the finish line, guys. A miracle, a guy that didn't own a bike, a guy that didn't run more than a 5K, a guy that didn't even hardly know how to swim across a pool, swam 1.5 miles, rode 70 miles, and then ran a half marathon, okay, in under 6 hours. And then there's me again, right here on the left side. That's me in Jones Beach, New York, the second Ironman race we did. We raised $10,000 for kids' cancer. Why? Because people wouldn't give up on me. People wouldn't give up on me. Because first off, I signed up. I committed. And then I put people around me that would not give up on me. And that was the key. So I'm just going to challenge you, and I'm going to encourage you. Who is around you right now that's not letting you give up? Who's going to help you? Who's going to serve you? Who's going to help you get you to the next level? I want to be that person. So it starts here. It starts at a small thing with the workshop. And then from there, we can go wherever you decide to go. But I want to get you started there. And for some of you, you may want to take advantage of the tomorrow's workshop. And I can talk to you in a minute about that. But right now, what I want to do is I want to open it up for Q&A and see what questions you guys have. So what questions do we have? You can either drop in the chat, or if you want, you just come off mic. I'll put it on gallery view, and you can ask me a question. So does anybody have a question? Raise your hand. Okay, so it doesn't, let me just check the chat, see if we have any questions. Okay, Justin says, many thanks. All right, okay, good, Justin. All right, great. So let me, all right. Yep, Justin, let's get to you, man. How are you, brother? You can on mic now.
And I'm glad I made it to this. It was really good. I wonder, I don't know if you have time for it, but I wondered if you role play through that objection with me from the other side, the one that I've been struggling to figure out about not having, you know?
Say what's your objection, Justin? Again, what is it? Tell me again.
I like everything, but I want to see it work first.
Yeah. Okay, so first off, Justin, let me write that down. So I'm writing it down right now, right? So I like everything. So I want to see it work first, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring back the slide that I showed earlier, okay? Is that okay? So I can show you how this works, all right? So
Absolutely.
let me go back to that particular slide. This is nice. So we're getting some live demo training right here, right? So hold on. Okay, let's go back to the slide. Okay, here it is. Nope, keep going. All right. So number one, I like everything. I just want to see it work, correct? That's your objection?
Yes.
Okay, good. So number one thing, I'm listening. Okay, awesome. I appreciate you letting me know. I'm going to write that down. What else?
That's it. That's the only thing that's preventing me from signing the check right now.
The only thing. Okay, perfect. Okay, good. I love it. I see that. I get it. And I've actually heard that before. Okay. Step two. So let me ask you this. Do you have any other reasons for not moving forward then, besides that, besides not seeing it work yet? Any other reasons?
Not a single one.
Beautiful. Okay, good. Now validate, right? There's, come on, there's got to be something else. Come on, what's the real concern, Justin?
The concern is that I'm going to spend money on something that doesn't exist yet, and it's either not going to exist or it's not going to work.
Got it. So you see that? See, something else just came up, right? Gonna spend money on something that doesn't exist yet, right? Or, and sorry, Justin, I was writing it down, but I'm not able to write as fast as you spoke. So what was the second part? Spend money on something that doesn't exist yet, or what? Or won't exist? Is that what you said?
Yes,
Did I lose
either
you, Justin?
exist, it won't work.
Great. Okay, I love that. So why do you say that?
Because a lot of people make promises like this. A lot of people try and do something ambitious and it fails before they
Justin,
have
Justin, I remember you from yesterday now. It just clicked. I remember you from yesterday on Clubhouse, right? You were there yesterday and you talked about your product, right?
That is correct. I'm still trying to
Okay,
figure.
this is beautiful, man. Yeah. So you're concerned that, you know, you've had other people you talked to before. They said they were going to do something and it didn't happen, right?
Yes, that is
Okay.
exactly.
All right. So I mean, that wouldn't keep you from moving forward, would it?
I mean, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what's causing me to not want to move forward is I don't have some sort of guarantee that I'll either get a results or something. Like
Okay. Yeah. So it sounds like what you're looking for is a guarantee. Right? You're looking for some type of guarantee. Can you explain? Can you tell me more?
I mean, I guess I want to see that it works because that way I could guarantee that this would solve the problem of not having as many appointments as I want without making the cold calls myself.
Okay. Beautiful. All right. Excellent. Now you got to determine what type of objection you're dealing with. So let's look at the objection. I know we talked briefly about this, but remember before I think we had come down to unspoken, but I think through that exercise, hopefully you guys have been on here, have watched what happened, but we've taken that as this is a perfect exercise, by the way. It's worked out great from thinking it was an unspoken, which it may have been if we didn't ask the right questions, but now we know there's an issue with certainty. It sounds like it's a product issue at the end of the day. He doesn't necessarily believe the product's going to be created. He's uncertain about the product, right? So he's looking for a guarantee. So Justin, I mean, we got to go off track now, or I'm going to stop sharing. But I think if you look at your sales process, and I think Beth has her hand up, so we're going to get to you, Beth, as well in a minute. But if you go to the sales process, either somewhere in your fact finding or your demo, I think you need to address this. This needed to be addressed earlier in the process.
So basically have some sort of guarantee or some sort of way to alleviate that fear and address that before we get to the point where they're giving me that objection.
Yeah, exactly before the point when you ask the magic question, have you heard enough information to make a decision, right?
Yeah, I knew you were the right to play that with.
Say that again.
I knew you were the right dude to role play that with.
Yeah, thank you. And because you need, and see, this is why we talk about the sales process, Justin, being 5 steps. It's not all just one step. So what I would do now is I would bring the person back and I would look at your process and figure out how can I put something in there? Because I would feel the same way. You know, if I didn't know you and now maybe I'm a little skeptical, right? yeah, you're asking me for a lot of money. So I want some type of guarantee my money's protected, right? I don't think that's unreasonable. So you're gonna have to figure that out in your, it's gonna fall somewhere into your demo is what I would think. Now I saw,
Yeah.
now, is that helpful, Justin?
Absolutely, man. That is exactly what I needed to figure out is what am I missing? And you just showed me. So I really appreciate that, David. I look forward to linking up with you again in Clubhouse sometime.
Awesome, man. Did you buy the, you should join us in the workshop tomorrow. We got a day and a half workshop starting tomorrow. We created a ridiculous offer right now just for the people on this webinar. Normally the workshop is $14.97 VIP. We did a $4.97 offer for the people that are on this workshop. Get to take 2 days with us. We spend 2 days. As a matter of fact, Justin, what we do is we'll build out your whole conversation, your product, everything. It's an awesome webinar. So
Told you I was doing Thursday and Friday in Clubhouse, live testing the new bot.
well, hey, listen, you can live test it if you want. Clubhouse, no big deal, bro. I'm with you 100%. Or you can put that off and then go in there with the right demo, my friend, prepared so that your live test goes amazing. That would be my advice. But you do what you got to do. I'm going to pass over to Beth. What's up, Beth?
Hey, David, I was just listening to you as I was getting my son's first open house flyer going here. But for Justin, I could hear what he was saying. And I know a lot of people ask that question. Why would I pay for this training? Why would I hire a coach? Why would I do all these things? I need to know that it's actually going to work. And at the end of the day, it comes straight back to you. You're your own guarantee. If you're going to spend your money to do this, you better implement it, right? And that is something that I hear from people all the time. Well, I spent all this money over here. Well, you can be a serial learner and spend your money, but if you're not implementing it and being accountable to yourself for your own guarantee of what you just spent your time doing, that's just it. But yeah, great room, David.
Thank you. Yeah, this is a webinar, Beth, but it's all good. I appreciate your you contributing there. That was awesome. And it's true, Justin, it's true, man. I mean, you got to also invest in yourself. And we talked about that in the webinar. And if I were you, like dude, whether you do the workshop or not tomorrow, that's completely up to you. You investing $500 in a workshop doesn't do anything for my life, really. Well, it does because it helps me help someone else. But if I were you, I would get in there so that you can, when you do your pitch is on point and people are gonna resonate and they're gonna want to buy it. So I would say that for everybody that's on here right now. So that said, listen, I just want to say I appreciate y'all joining us. I had fun today. I hope you had fun as well. Let me go back to the end here. And I always like to start and finish. By the way, if the workshops are out of sight for some of you guys, by the way, we do have a payment plan for the full workshop, but this 97 is a no-brainer. Take advantage of getting the recordings at the least. Get the recordings for yourself so that you can sit down and you can watch these on demand when you want to. Okay. And then this is the details for the workshop that starts tomorrow. It's $9.97. But like I said, we created a special opportunity for people that are on here to get into the workshop for $4.97. So that's what we created today. That said, I just want to say thank you to you guys, everybody that was here. Just appreciate you. And again, for me, I love doing this. I enjoy doing this. Like, I have fun. For me, my goal now is we just want to get more and more and more people on these webinars. So if you found this useful, please tell some other people about it. Please come back to our next one. What we do is we change them out every week. We have a different topic, and we're just going to keep doing them and keep bringing value and keep providing value. And by the way, we also have a group on Facebook. We have a Facebook community. And we also, I'm on X, as well as YouTube. And all of them is David I. Hill. You can find me everywhere at David I. Hill. Excuse me, David I. Hill. So right here, this is where I always end. Help enough people get what they want, and you can have whatever it is that you want. Appreciate you all being here today. Thank you so much. You absolutely rock. Justin, thank you for the role play. Beth, thank you. Everybody else, I see you. William, Gene, I see you. Beth, John, Sam, Pat, Robert. Appreciate you all. Have a great rest of your day.